This is the Gore N More podcast with your hosts TJ Bowser, Chad Chrisman, and Big Johnny D. We have such sights to tell you.
As we ignite the snow, set oceans on fire. Let the waves melt everything we stand on. Let the tide take it all. We have this coming all alone.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of the Gore N More podcast. This is your host with the most, TJ Bowser, and joining me today is the lovely Tesia Wicked.
Hello.
The Mad Cuban himself, Peter Anthony.
Hello.
And Jason Voorhees, Jason Brooks.
Hey, guys.
So today is going to be a Blairstown event preview, the Jason Fest preview. We got questions, we got answers, so anything you guys need to know about the event will be said here. So, before we get on to that, Tesia, how was your week?
Good. I am getting ready for the opening week of Shocktoberfest. And if you guys don't know what that is a huge haunt attraction that is close to the Reading, Pennsylvania area. I'm going to be doing makeup. So I have been back and forth there, setting up, getting ready. And this is my first year doing special effects makeup, actually, besides on myself. And I'm super excited. And then after this haunt season, I'm going to go to school to get completely certified and everything. But they were nice enough to give me a chance. The head makeup artist is one of my friends. She's really awesome. And she is one of my sponsors in my podcast. So it's been a really, really crazy week, but exciting. How about you?
Let's go with Peter next.
Okay.
How's my week?
Yes.
Same old with my one arm. Everything is a little bit harder than normal, but started driving actually every day. Doctor said I can drive. So that's pretty cool. Driving around doing chores here and there. But for me, it's just sit home and play with the kid and the family and just try to rest and heal.
Excellent. Brooks.
Oh, man. So, yeah, it's been a crazy week getting back from Gettysburg, doing the Creature Feature show out there, which was awesome. And then immediately getting back and driving a few hours down to Jeremy Brown's house, the director, down in Olympia to go figure out the rest of the film and try to get it wrapped up. And then coming back here to kind of tie up some loose ends, get packed, find some awesome props and stuff from the film to be able to give away in Blairstown, and just working on all the marketing for that, talking to people, getting ready to go, and just 1,000 things happening at once in 1,000 different directions.
I could imagine. That's a lot to do before this big old event that we're about to talk about. So I've been, doing the normal podcast guy stuff, editing, putting out episodes, marketing, publishing, all that fun stuff. Eventually leading to this Friday the 13th, where we will finally be able to see Friday the 13th Vengeance. But for a rare few of you that get to attend this awesome event, here's all the details. So it's called Jason Fest. Talk about Jason Fest, Brooks.
So Jason Fest, there's a couple different events going on, and I think it's been kind of wrapped up in the title of Jason Fest for most people. But Jason Fest is an event that's happening on Thursday, hosted by Ari Lehman. And so he's going to be there doing some meet and greets, and CJ Graham and I are going to be there as well doing some meet and greets with him. But it's this one on Thursday for Jason Fest is all about Ari and his band. They're going to be playing, and that's going to carry over to the next morning on Friday, where we have the ribbon cutting ceremony for the first ever Friday the 13th museum down in Blairstown. And right after that, we're going to go see the very first theater showing of Friday the 13th Vengeance in the theater down there next to the museum. And then that'll be followed by some a lot of meet and greet time with myself, CJ Graham, Tom McLaughlin, Bugsy, Peter, Jules, Dustin, Sanaya, Lutzis. The list goes on. There's like more people showing up all the time. Don Shell. So there's going to be several cast and crew members down there mingling around and hanging out to meet the fans. And then we'll cap it off with another showing at 8 p.m. And enjoy it. And so, yeah, I'm just really excited. And my brain is a little bit numb from all this.
I could imagine you've been shilling this event for weeks, endlessly, just boom, 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 boom. And you guys have been adding to it as well. It's just nonstop with the with the announcements. It's awesome. It's exciting.
Yeah, and the people are coming down and they're paying for a meet and greet experience and get to see the movie with that. And we really want to give them a really good experience. And so we just keep finding ways that we can add to it to really make it worth everyone's while to come down and check out the museum and be a part of that experience.
Yeah. Tesia, you want to talk to Peter about Camp Blood?
Yes. So I was privileged enough to see the trailer, and let me tell you, amazing. And I'm all about it and everything. I'm super excited. I did looked up everything about it and all that fun stuff. And my question to you is, do you guys have a possible release date now that I know that you hurt yourself with your arm? Is there anything that you have like an idea about when it could be released?
Yeah. So I spoke with Riley Lorden, the director, a couple of days ago, told him what my plan was. So my plan is my arm won't be able to do physical things like swing an axe or a machete or anything like that. It wouldn't even be until 4 or 5 more months before they'd even allow me to do anything like that. So what we did was, there's only 3 scenes left. 2 of them aren't physical. One is. I came up with an idea to rewrite a little part of that ending. Riley liked it. He loved it. Went along with it. So it doesn't involve my right arm at all. So as of now, we talked about it. Everybody agreed. November, the end of November, I think November 29th, I'm going to fly back out, finish those scenes. And if everything goes to plan, it will be released Friday the 13th, March 2020.
That is awesome. And now, do you have any future convention appearances for the Fall of Camp Blood that you have scheduled? Or if fans want to meet you, when is your, besides the Blairstown event, when's the next time that people could actually get to do a meet and greet with you or get your autograph?
With Days of the Dead Chicago is November 22nd to November 24th. That'll be the next showing that the Fall of Camp Blood will be at. I don't know if I'll be at that one. I'm going to try to get to that one. But then, once this trailer is shown at the premiere, it'll really hit big time. So, no one really knows who we were till then. So now after that, will be bigger. I'm sure we'll be at much more conventions. Plus, Riley and them, they own Slash and Cast, and everybody knows them for that. So they have a lot of pull with everybody. So I'm sure it's going to fill up pretty quick.
It looks amazing. I can't wait to see all the behind the scenes that you guys post, and it looks so great. I know in the trailer, your energy, your anger, I'm like, yeah. It's so great and everything. And
Peter angry? No.
It was really, really fun doing that, because basically I'm angry in almost every scene, right? And then, but there's one scene where there's a little bit of emotion. So I turned to Riley. I'm like, you want me to cry right here? And he's like, you can cry? I'm like, yeah, I'll cry right here. And it's pretty tough. I'm sure Jason can speak to it, because I said it and I really could do it. But when you stop and look around, there's like 20 people in the room, and they're all looking at you. So it's a little bit tougher than you think. And you got to pull that take off like 10 different times and almost keep your cry the same, So that was fun. But that set was the funnest set. All these guys are 22 and 24 years old. Mm-hmm. So everybody shoots all day and then drinks at night. And I had a ton of fun with those guys. It was really good.
That's awesome. Well, I am so looking forward to seeing it. And a little side note before we get back on to the show, my sister and I, we love the podcast that you did with TJ previously. And because, you're going to be like, Tesia's an idiot. But so it was one of the first ones that we because when TJ asked me about joining the network, I went in and I listened to a lot of the podcasts, but I went back in and I wanted to listen. I wanted to so I had my sister come over one night, and we're night owls, so we stay up all hours of the night. And when you said, TJ goes, "How was your week?" I fell in the shower and it cracked my head, but I'm okay. The way you said it, and the way that now that I know that you and TJ are very close friends, but just going in, my sister's like, TJ didn't even care that he cracked his head. But the way how you were so calm about it, like, yeah, I fell, cracked my head, I'm okay now. So when we're having a bad day, we just go, we having a bad day. We didn't crack our head, so we're doing good. So you're kind of like our pep talk. We think about you when we're and I always she's like, I'm having a bad day, and I'm like, but is your day as bad as Peter's was when he cracked his head? And she goes, no. I'm like, then shut your mouth. So that was one of my most favorite episodes, and I just wanted to tell you that. So that was my fangirl moment for the episode.
There's a funny part after that too. So I fall in the shower, hit my head on this part of stone that comes out, and it actually held my body up. That's how bad I fell forward. So it had a little cut, but it didn't go all the way through the stitches. So I'm like, oh man. So I go downstairs and I get the ice and I take the Advil, ice my head, and I come back to go to sleep. And then in the morning I wake up and my girlfriend goes, "What the hell happened to your head?" I'm like, oh, I slipped in the shower, cracked my head. I'm like, I almost passed out. I go, if I had stitches, I was going to go to the hospital. And she's, "Why didn't you tell me? What if you died? What if you're hurt?" I'm like, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. I get hurt all the time. It's no big deal.
And that's why we were so nonchalant about it. It's because it's just another day in Peter's life. It's not.
Yeah. Right. Plus, have you ever seen my forehead? It's I'm not even human. So it's hard to hurt that thing.
Well, now that I know and I've seen and everything, you're like, this is surgery number 38. And I'm like, oh, okay. But when just going into it, well, I was just she's just TJ was like, oh. And then I'm like, and then we started to, and then she's like, oh, okay. But it was very much of you did it so calmly and so a comical part of it, but glad you're okay.
It was an icebreaker.
Yes. You're going to make his head bigger and crack again.
Again. Brooks, what's going on Saturday at the event?
Saturday, they're going to have some movies in the lawn out there by the museum and play some movies out there for free for some people. I might join and hang around and mingle with the crowd a little bit, but yeah, should be a good time. I'd probably take the trolley tour, go around Blairstown, check it out.
What
trolley
item?
tour?
So
you're going to see the museum, right, Jason? Museum, the cemetery.
Not sure.
I think the trolley goes there.
Museum event. Oh, the trolley goes there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they asked me to go, and they're going to throw me on one of the trolleys with some of the other people. So so whoever's going on the trolley might get to go on there with me.
That's great.
What items are going into the museum from Vengeance?
Oh man, so we got a few. We have one of my screen use stunt costumes is going to go in there with a mask. It still has the blood on it from filming. We have a sheriff's or a deputy uniform worn by Steve Dash's son is going to go in there. We have a costume worn by Diana Prince, who you may know as Darcy the Mail Girl on Joe Bob Briggs' Last Drive-In.
Yes.
She's in the film, so we have her costume in there. And then we have a camp counselor costume worn by one of our actresses. I won't tell you what the scene is or why or how. I don't have any spoilers, but it's going to be pretty iconic to the story and the film franchise, I believe. So that's going in, as well as a couple other smaller props. Corey Kaufman did an amazing job on several of our props, and we're going to have a few of those featured in there as well.
How about that Peter Anthony ID badge?
Oh, we got the Peter Anthony ID badge.
There you go.
Well. Yeah.
There you go. You were breaking my heart. I was scared for a second.
I got a Peter Anthony ID badge. So, while you're there, you just make sure you don't look too close and slip and crack your head.
I'll try not to.
Yeah. So, yeah, we put a few things in there. It's going to be kind of fun. So.
Awesome.
I'm excited to see that.
So, do we have a time for cast and crew yet?
No time for cast and crew yet. It'll be on Thursday, whenever they are able to get that out to you. So
awesome. Okay.
I know we're going to try to set it up on Wednesday. Dustin and I are going to be up at 3 a.m. heading to the airport for a 6 a.m. flight out there, out east. So it's going to be having to be done in the middle of travel and everything as well.
That's intense.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
So,
We've got 24 hours to wrap this whole thing up.
any additional details for the event that you haven't already said?
Oh man, I mean, there's so much, and like you said, we've added so many things. It's hard to keep up with all of it. We have, everyone who's buying the meet and greet ticket is automatically entered into this raffle that we have for some of the props from the filming. We have some items there that we're going to give away, and then Peter, he also donated 3 items that are just amazing, like the blood-filled vinyl from Harry Manfredini. We've got the Jason Voorhees Vengeance action figure that was made by, I can never remember his name.
Brian Minnick.
Thank you, Brian Minnick. I always think Michael when I hear Minnick, and it confuses me. So, but Brian Minnick, he made this amazing Jason Voorhees action figure, Vengeance style. And then also the Jason Lives CJ Graham. Is it a 3D shadow box?
Yeah, signed.
Yeah. And so he's giving that away. We're going to have some video cameras in the theater itself that are going to be filming the audience reaction to the actual film, so that we can include that on the Blu-ray behind the scenes content. Meet and greet with a bunch of cast and crew. God, what else? It's just, the list is huge. Like,
I got a couple of things.
Keep forgetting. You got a couple things? All right.
Well, yeah, just when you're done totally speaking, I got a couple things to speak on for that.
Okay. So yeah, lots of things there, and it's just going to be a good time. And the money, it's going to the museum, and the proceeds for that go to help like the burn victims out there, and they they put food on the plates for needy people, and then also the beautification of the area to keep that place nice for people who want to keep coming and tour it and seeing the original location. So it's a lot of good this is going for. So
a couple things I'd like to add. If also we magnets. So there's the the V style poster of Vengeance when Corey made the red V.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I sent what is it, 100 or 200 of those magnets in free to give out to the fans, and also the prisoner magnet with all of us in the lineup across. So that's being sent there too. And I think Jason will, when fans come up, he'll give them free. So that'll be extra little nice thing.
Yeah, and those are cool. And then also the poster, I forgot to mention, the exclusive poster that was created, that's going around right now with Elias and Jason on the cover that everyone's drooling over. Those will be delivered to the museum tomorrow, and anyone who has a ticket will get one of those.
Corey, phenomenal work again.
Oh, yeah. Corey kills it every time.
Two other things. One, also to get back to Tesia's question, the Fall of Camp Blood trailer will also be played. I think all the trailers are played before the movie, so that'll be there, played first time for the world. And then secondly, this is a big deal that must be said. So Jason's too humble, but Jason and Jeremy doing what they did is unbelievable. It's something I probably would never do, but for them to be so humble on a day that we've all busted our asses for me, it's been 15 months. For them, it's been even longer. And for this whole dream and everybody to bust ass to come together, and instead of Jason and Jeremy being like, well, it's our day, we're going to shine, they do the opposite. And they invite everybody from every other fan film that they can possibly think of, and make graphics and share it on our page, and make just an amazing event for Friday the 13th fans, and the unity. Nothing like that has ever been done before, especially in fan films. So to bring everybody together on Friday the 13th at the museum, what they did, I think, is like a standing ovation. To pull everybody together like that and make it about everybody and not just us, it needs praise, definitely.
Oh, it's a big day. It's a fan film by fans for fans, and we're all fans. It'll be a good day for fans.
I'm wearing my Jason Rising backer shirt while talking about Vengeance with you guys.
Awesome.
Unity. Unity and community used to be the tagline of our website, but before we changed it.
And Jason Rising, that's another trailer that'll be shown in front of Vengeance down there. So
awesome.
I spoke with him yesterday. I asked him why they weren't going, and he said they're just so busy filming that he can't do it.
Yeah. I talked to Carl today, the DP, and they're in the thick of it.
Yeah. Jason, we got to do the face-off picture we have, the famous one there.
Yep.
We got to do that again, like in street clothes, with like my girlfriend in between us, like a little ref.
All right.
If we can even get her in the picture. She's so tired.
Down.
Yeah, be good.
Oh my, legendary stuff.
When TJ told me about everything, and I came in very new, and he welcomed me in, and everybody else was so kind on the Do Back Discussion Network. He told me about checking out, the trailer and everything, and really getting involved, and just coming in a little bit later, you guys, the passion and how kind you are to the people who are your fans, how you go live. I know, Jason, you went live so many times and you answer everybody's question. Both of you are so humble and you're so nice, to be a fan and to have, when you guys both reached out to me about being on my podcast, like I told TJ, I'm like, that made my fucking year. Like, I'm excited because that you guys you truly care and you see it and you see your passion. And so many, like in today's world, there's so many people a lot of people are out for themselves, but you guys really just are a big community. You love Friday the 13th. You love Jason Voorhees, and you just truly love your fans, so that the people who get to go to the premiere, this will be a once in a lifetime opportunity, because they'll be able to see people who are just so kind and so passionate, and that it's amazing to see. And I when I joined the Do Back Discussion Network, teachers like, oh, we're a big happy family. Well, a lot of times you hear that and you're like, but when you actually see it, like I have never been around such positive people, and that the people who TJ introduced me to, like you two, it blows my mind. It kind of really restored my faith in like humanity in a way, because I was always around a lot of negative people and everybody was out for themselves. And to have you guys take time, especially when you guys are so freaking busy, to do this, it means a lot. So as a fan of both of you guys, and coming in later into seeing, Vengeance and everything, I have to say you guys did amazing. And,
thank you.
Thank you both so much for joining. And, as TJ already knows, I sent him like a dozen Sour Patch Kids as the thank you too. But it's, I always say thank you. And sometimes it's like, it gets like, all right, Tisa, calm down. Like, we know. But when you've had it in your life where you haven't had people be very kind to you and everybody's out for themselves, and to see all of this now, it amazes me. So you guys really are the real deal. So I'm excited to see what the movie, and I'm excited to see all the fans, and I'm excited to see pictures and everything. So you guys did amazing. So that was my little heartfelt moment of the podcast.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, it's like, when you get down to it, we're all fans and we all like the same thing, and we're all in this together. And this film would be nothing without the fans. I mean, the fans helped create it. They helped back it. They helped make it happen. They donated time. They donated, and money to make it what it is. And without them, I mean, we're all doing this together. So it really is, like we keep saying, more than a fan film, but it's a fan film for fans by fans, and it was made with fans. So it's our project, it's everyone's.
Have we announced me being in the film at all?
You? Are you in the film?
I'm in the film.
No, just kidding. No, I don't think. I think it was mentioned in one of my live streams. I think I mentioned that you had a speaking role, but you're in the credits.
I know, right below Ruby Graham. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Tisa, to get back to what you just said, first of all, thank you for saying that. That means a lot to us. That because me and Jason and the other crew members, we really busted our stones. I never really worked this hard on anything in my life like this. Like I was saying, my phone would show me how many hours and minutes I was on social media, and some days it was 14 or 15 hours, for over a year. So for you to say that means a lot. But as far as being super nice, Jason is super, super nice, and Jason's always very calm, but you don't super know me, but trust me, I get really mad, and I can make enemies pretty quickly. That's Jason. Jason has like totally calmed me down, not even by yelling at me, but just by his demeanor and how he handles things. I'm like, okay, I need to do it that way because I'm like dying to flip out on people. So, and he always says, do the right thing. Because I don't like people disrespecting other people or things on that nature. It just really bothers me. So, but Jason just, he's made me a different person. I'm like the Hulk that never turns green.
Yeah, you are, man. You are way different. Only had to yell at you once.
Yeah. Even the social media. Can I tell the quick story? Can I tell the vote story in a quick fashion?
The vote story.
With me coming on board?
Oh, sure.
So long story short, I left the other project. I went to Arizona show. Jason calls me. I kind of revealed that I was the one doing marketing. They were looking for a new marketing guy. Well, my social media at that time, my personal one was, I was crazy. I was making jokes and bashing people and really being over the top. That's kind of the way I always was. So long story short, he didn't tell me this till 9 months after.
Yeah.
Something like that. He said, well, we wanted you, but we had to take a vote because of everything that you post was offensive to people. So the Vengeance team, I guess, had the vote in whether they wanted to bring me on board or not. So thank God they voted yes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I felt like, what's funny? I felt like I was a celebrity for that. Like, they're voting on me. Why do they even care about me, So that was great.
Where it's like, dude, this asshole who's posting all this shit on the social media, do we want to take a chance? We got to talk to him and say, we got to keep our cool, and we got to, can't do this and this. We want to be professional, and are we going to take a chance? And we all decided, yeah, and I'm grateful we did, because not only did we get a good, amazing guy doing our marketing and supporting us and getting our name out there, but I have a brother for life now. He's just,
Thanks,
I'm
man.
so glad I got to know him.
Same here.
So, moving forward from Vengeance, from the premiere, I follow both of you guys' careers pretty closely. So, next projects, future plans for anybody who's not me. Brooks?
So immediately after the premiere, I'm heading out to, we'll come back here, swapping suitcases and flying back out to Pennsylvania. Got a couple of parts in The Barn Part 2 that I'm filming. And then a couple other small roles in some smaller projects, but then I have a couple of potential opportunities on the horizon that I got my fingers crossed for that I can't talk about yet, but would love to talk to you about it if it gets the green light. So got a lot of eggs in that basket.
And Peter?
So everything got kind of stalled with the injury. So going to wrap up in November for Fall of Camp Blood. After that, there's a small film here in my town that I was supposed to actually shoot this month that I couldn't, called Reflections. It's on my IMDb. And then in 2020, we don't know exactly yet, the third installment of Volumes of Blood. I have a part in that also. And also producing wise, I've been approached on many things with producing projects, including some with Jason. Also, Jason did a great job. We were trying to shop around the Steve Dash documentary. And long story short, Jason, the Joe Bob, I forgot her name, Diana Prince, works with him. He negotiated, basically, we're trying to get that documentary to be shown on Shudder. So that would be humongous.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
You got to meet Joe Bob, didn't you, Brooks?
Oh, yeah. I've met him a couple of times, but this past weekend over in Creature Feature, he and Darcy the Mail Girl, or Diana Prince, however you want to call her, they did a podcast interview with me. So we went to a side room, and Joe Bob and Darcy interviewed me for their podcast, which was just amazing on its own. And in that, a couple of really cool things happened. One, we talked about all of our donations to the Shriners Children's Hospital, and the $23,000 have gone there because of Vengeance, and that really lit Joe Bob up a bit. I mean, he started to share for the first time some of his experiences with that, and I'll let him do that in the interview in the podcast. Let you guys check it out and see what he says about it. But it was kind of a first time thing, so that was kind of special. And then also in talking about it, Joe Bob decided that he wanted to do the last drive-in totals on Vengeance and give it to us to include in the behind the scenes or the Blu-ray. So how epic is that to get the Joe Bob Briggs last?
You know what I
totals
want in the Blu-ray?
on the film?
And I know Jeremy's gonna fucking listen to this. I want a director's commentary with you and Dustin.
That'd be great.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
that
would be fun.
Yeah, and if I need to record it and edit it because you guys are too busy, I'll fucking do it. I want this bad.
Now, Jason, did you say it earlier? Forgive me if I didn't hear it. You said how we're filming the audience for reactions during the whole film, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be great. I can't wait to see that.
We'll film that. We'll put some of that in there. And the commentary, that's been something we've talked about a couple of times. And there's so many great people on the film
Yeah.
that it's hard to choose who would be a part of that, because I mean, Mick Strawn would have some amazing stories and funny stories to tell as well, you know, and Dustin will have to give him some Jameson to get him talking, but he could have some things to say as well. But Jeremy, myself, Mick, you know, and even having like Corey Kaufman on there. I mean, he did so much with the props and behind the scenes and all the Easter eggs. There's hundreds of Easter eggs in this thing that we could point out as well. So
I think it'd be cool, Jason, if many of us did different segments of it instead of just one person, like you were saying. If each one of those people you named like just did a little segment or talked on certain parts, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, even me with the prisoner scene, like at night when I was making jokes and stuff, if I talked about that for a minute, I think it would be so great and so different if different people narrated over different parts.
That'd be cool. I mean, and honestly, if you had Mick and I doing the commentary, there'd be no one else talking. So
one of these days when we're all at a convention together, we'll do a live rabbit hole, Vengeance style.
There we go.
You're right, though. I was there for 5 days. Maybe Dustin probably said 20 words. Yeah. But he's a worker, man. He's got that suit on. What do you call that thing he wears, Jason? The gimbal suit?
Moby's. I don't remember, man. It's like, it's insane.
He looks like Doc Ock with that thing on.
He walks around.
Yeah, and when you're shooting with him, man, he's a quiet guy, but he is like the Energizer Bunny, man. He just keeps going and going and going, and he doesn't put up with a bad shot. He's like, nope, didn't work, don't like it, do it again, and he's all over the place.
Dude, he's amazing. He's silent, he's quiet, but man, a few words, but he kicks ass, and he gets it done. He gets a shot, and they're beautiful. Yeah, the shots are gorgeous, and he's working his ass off right now on the edit. I mean, if you think about it, the whole film started in September last year with our opening shots, the stuff we released, the 6 minutes to our backers. That opening scene there we shot back in September last year for the teaser, and then a couple shots with Steve Dash in November, but the bulk of it was in March and April. And within a year, we have written, filmed, and edited an entire feature film, which is unheard of. And the 4 months we've had to edit this thing, usually there's a production team of like 50, 60 people who are doing the editing, the color grading, the sound effects, the Foley, the score, like all this stuff. And it's all Dustin. Like, he's a one-man show. And a couple of us, Jeremy, myself, we jump in and here and there and help a little bit, but Dustin's just been killing it. And I'm glad he's going to Blairstown, because he needs to see the love that this film gets, because he deserves to see the payoff for everything he's done.
He does.
Well, I'd say if you guys have anything else you guys want to say before we wrap this up.
I would just like to say to Jason, and he knows, and we talk all the time, just wanted to say thanks for bringing me on board. And what we've done here is magic. And I don't mean that in a cocky way. I mean, just as like a fan of these films and our dreams of our life. I'm a super Jason fan, Friday the 13th. I know you've been doing him forever in the haunts, and for me and you to come together, total strangers, you to bring me on board, and what we did from where we were to what we achieved, and that's with everybody else, of course, has been amazing. And for me and you to get along and become the brothers that we have is special to me, because I don't really get along with a lot of people and I don't have a lot of close friends. So the whole experience, because of you, has been the best time of my life.
Oh, thanks, man. And we took another vote and you're off the project, so. No, I'm just kidding.
You put TJ in the chain gang.
Yeah.
He took my spot.
Yeah, well, we're gonna George Lucas this thing and put CJ or TJ in your place. So no, but seriously, same. I'm so glad you're a part of it. We all are, and I mean, just the family we've become over the last year. So.
And not only that, the help, like just like TJ and all the people of the Slashing Cast and Friday the 13th, the network, and the people we reached out to, who actually cared and promoted us and did everything from us, even people like James Shaver and everybody down the road, everybody just really cared and made it. If the fans didn't care and didn't support us, it wouldn't go nowhere. And they've gone above and beyond. And I love that they love what we're doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's everyone, has their own version of what Friday the 13th is and what they love about it. And I think we're really fortunate to have the right team of people to kind of make something that seems to appeal to the widest audience of Friday the 13th fans. And so far, everything is just seemingly blessed. Everyone is, we're doing it right, and we're doing it with love and passion. That was the thing too, is everyone who worked on this, me, Peter, Jeremy, Dustin, CJ, everyone has a passion and love for the franchise and wants to do it right. And that's what we focused on. And so then it's like, we're not saying, oh, let's make the best. It's just becoming the best because we're doing our best.
Correct.
And so it's,
Right.
and the way that the fans are reacting to it is just awesome.
Also, Jason, the Harry Manfredini, Jason shared with, I believe, the backers a little bit of the score from Harry Manfredini for our film, and holy shit.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, that just took us to a different stratosphere.
It did. And and Tom McLaughlin, he just texted me a little bit earlier today, and he was like, wow, I just listened to that. It's amazing. We talked about it for a little bit. He's like, and Tommy said it best. It's Harry's the soul of Friday the 13th.
Fucking A.
He's just, so it's really, and it is right. We're just listening to this thing, and it's like, wow, this is a Friday the 13th soundtrack that no one has heard yet. And it's for this film. So it's just phenomenal. And just wait till you hear it. Like, that was just one random track that we put in, to send to the backers. And just wait till you hear the opening title sequence, and the rest of it, the finale. It's like, it's magic.
And TJ, as soon as you listen to it, it's like, you're in a Friday the 13th film. It just, you automatically get sucked in and have that feel. And to me, it was amazing just from, I think it was 3 minutes. It's almost like it has little sounds from all the films together, but then ours has its own little special at the end. And you can tell it's different than the others, but you can still hear the other films in it. It's awesome.
It kind of gives Vengeance its own flavor, and it definitely makes it stand out. I can't wait to listen to the soundtrack as a whole. I've talked to Jeremy off and on over the last couple of months, and a lot more so in the past weeks. And I'm super fucking hyped for the soundtrack, and just listening to it as a whole will definitely just make this film for me just so much better.
Oh yeah. And listening to it, like, we downloaded it, and of course the first thing we're going to do is start listening to all the tracks. And we did that. And then when we started layering it on, like, even just roughly throwing it onto the places where it's supposed to be, it's just, wow. It's like, it was already awesome just listening to it. But then when you watch it with the footage, it's just, it takes everything to another level.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Well, so if you guys are in the Blairstown, New Jersey area on Friday the 13th, make sure to stop by if you're not already going to the event and watch the wonderful Friday the 13th Vengeance and meet all of these wonderful human beings. Yes. So that concludes this episode of the Gore N More podcast. Thank you, Peter, and thank you, Jason, for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
And that is the host with the most, TJ Bowser, signing off. Tesia.
What?
Sign off.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. And thank you, TJ, for having me be a host. I cannot wait to see the movie. You guys are amazing. I love you all. And I will hopefully be a guest on very soon. And remember, check out Wicked Wednesday.
You're You're sweating